So that's to me what global engineering is at U of T. And then the other thing is, what does it look like kind of once you graduate? Someone last night was saying, like, in a lot of ways, U of T is a safe place to experiment with this concept. You can do something different with your project. You can approach a professor, you can approach someone in the faculty and try something different. When you get out in the real world, then kind of the bottom line hits. And so what can you do that's global engineering in the real world? I think if you're going to grad school, you can address a bigger problem. I think in terms of what is the problem you're trying to solve if you're working on a master's or you're working on a PhD. I think instead of just looking to a prof who's already doing research and fitting into that, you can ask yourself the question of, like, what am I trying to contribute to the world? And then find something that's addressing that problem. I think if you're going to go work in a company, if it's a big corporation, you can spend the time to figure out what is that corporation doing in different parts of the world. Whether it's management consulting or it's a mining company, like what are their impacts in other parts of the world? Where are their resources coming from? What are they outsourcing? What's the impact of that? Really deeply dive into that. And then as you move on, maybe there's a way for you to influence some of their policies. There's a way for you to become the manager who makes a more kind of like socially responsible decision on who you're going to hire or where you're going to outsource. How much time? 3 minutes, cool. Perfect. And then the other aspect, which I think I'm a little bit biased towards myself, is you can get involved in NGOs and working directly in development, and that's personally my career path. So I'm about to graduate. I just got the Iron Ring last week, and I'm going to graduate in a couple of months. In the fall, I'll be heading back to Africa with EFUB for 2 or more years, but that's not necessarily the path for everyone. So I think that no matter where you're going, there's an opportunity for you to contribute to this idea. And I think the kind of the question I want to leave you with is, maybe you came here today because you wanted to hear like kind of what is global engineering. So that's a bit of my concept of it. But I don't think that my concept of global engineering is really what matters. I think it's your own concept, like what does engineering mean to you? What does global engineering mean to you? And why do you care? And what's interesting is I don't think that's a question that gets thrown at you a lot in your lecture. And I think if there's anything that what the Faculty of Engineering can do at U of T to do a better job of global engineering is to have more people pushing questions at students like that. Difficult question of like, what is the purpose of being here at U of T? Am I just trying to get good marks to get into grad school to make $1 million? Maybe like on the back of your mind, that's what your goal is. But if you dig a little bit deeper into that question and say, is that it? I just want a good job, I just want money. Maybe you do want a stable job, but what else is there? And I think asking that question is going to help us create a lot more global engineers at U of T.